What's happening, fam? L.A.R movement still moving. Book is entitled Lessons from a Non-Custodial Father at Amazon, Kindle, and Create Space. A link will be in the description box below. As usual, um, this one is entitled Black Manhood Interlopers. An interloper is a meddler, okay? So these are people who meddle in black manhood. And I'm going to talk about types of people, groups, constructs. Um, we'll get into it now. First, the thing is, there are black men. We call what we consider manhood. As black men, what we consider manhood. That's the part about you interlopers. All of y'all want to meddle and put y'all spin on what our manhood is and should be, and you don't know what you're talking about. So, to be a black man, you don't have to be a perfect individual. Like people like Martin Luther King had flaws. Malcolm X had flaws. As human beings, right? As men, as black men, but they were pretty. They stood their ground as men and were consistent on what manhood for a black man should be. Like Marcus Garvey, all that other stuff. I don't have to go back that far. Paul Robeson. You can even, if you wanted to, you can use Colin Kaepernick. He stood his ground on what he wanted to be, right? At the time, regardless of the flaws. Muhammad Ali, Floyd. Roy Jones. Like there's plenty of things that because they're consistently who they are and they're unapologetic at being men. Black men in particular. So the first meddler of the first black manhood interloper is opportunistic black men. We say sellout and stuff like that, but I think it's more than just, we don't consider everybody a sellout. So sellout goes for certain people, but opportunistic people are sellouts in general. So I'm talking about the black men who live in extremes, the black men who are Jesus on Monday and Satan on Tuesday and think you're supposed to accept both. One moment he's an activist, the next moment he's a gangster, the next moment he's Hotep, the next moment he's a pimp, the next moment he's these women are queens and I gotta watch. No, they're opportunists, because wherever the money is, that's where they happen to, and they will completely change who they are and take on views and ideologies and go in directions that's diametrically opposed to what they said they were previously. And they keep doing this. They keep doing it, flip flopping, all for money. The same when people talk about people coon or whatever, or sell out in that way. That's because they hide behind being a black man, like opportunistic black males or men who do this, hide behind all the great things that black men have done, and then hop in and hop out. They muddy the waters of what a black manhood looks like, because you get confused because you see this guy as a consistent guy, but then you see this guy, you might like him because he's charismatic. That's why I don't necessarily like all the time charismatic people, because they're charismatic when they fit the mold, then they're charismatic when they're not. Or they charismatic when they're smart, they're charismatic when they're ignorant. They are, and they always hopping on the opportunity to get paid. They're scam artists. And it's not just, when we talk about black people, the biggest thing people talk about is black conservatives, but drug dealers are the same way. Pimps are the same way. The Hotep cats are the same way. The religious cats are the same way. Like, so all of them do things opportunistically, and they all contradict each other at some point, And a lot of them can't stand on their talking points, or they can't stand on their direction completely. They don't want to take the good with the bad. They only just take the good and then they walk away, and they attribute all the bad to black manhood, and then all the good, that's I'm an individual, not like them cats. Had to go in on them first. Second group, black manhood interlopers, is the gay black men. You guys think y'all slick. Y'all want all of the the views of the greatness of black men also, and then you want to dump all the negativity of your choices on the black men. You see, like when we have a construct of us as men, when we know what black men are, this is where we draw the line with a lot of you people. I have to go back and say this because y'all want to hide behind black greatness, and while you're engaging in dysfunction and then blaming the black men that you hiding behind when it's you that's doing it. Okay? So, and that ain't just for the gay community. Everybody that I'm talking about has the same issue. But gay guys want to hide behind black masculinity. So y'all out here modeling like y'all black men, but we know y'all not. You know, y'all out here trying to speak for black men as if you're on code with black manhood, when behind closed doors you're cutting our throats as if we don't know it, because you're chasing your sexuality and using us as cover to do it. You know what I'm saying? So y'all interlopers, y'all just meddling with black manhood. The next group, our women, whether you be feminist, whether you be lesbian or whatever you want to call yourself, or y'all want, these men need to provide and protect for us, but y'all take all these opportunities to use us when it's convenient to get ahead, then to dump on us when it's convenient to get ahead, and then when you're playing for the other team, when they cut your throat, you want to run back up to us for protection when you already stabbed us in the back. You know what I'm saying? That's why I say everybody, and then if we don't do it, we not men. The same thing happens with the gay community, but gay men are still males or men, so they already know. They ain't trying to hear it, because as a guy, it's a certain part of just guys in general. We ain't playing this game. You already know we ain't playing this game. Same thing with the opportunistic brothers. That's when they come back, brother. We ain't trying to hear that brother stuff. I'm not. Don't come back to me crying because you got done in. No. You and your group gonna be where you and your group at. You ain't coming back. The next group that does this is how can I say this? I'm gonna use religion next. No. Because I'm going with groups of people, I'm going to go with groups first. White people hide behind, a black manhood interlopers. Y'all groups are like the group of people, just non-black people in general. I shouldn't just say white. Non-black people in general. And I could use this as a construct for how y'all groups act, but I'm going to use it in capitalism later. Y'all get with us. Y'all need our help. Y'all are the kids who the teacher put in the groups. When the teacher has the smart kid, and then the teacher makes people do group projects, and you come in, and the smart kid's like, oh man, y'all gonna give me all these suckers, man. You give me the class clown, the bad kid, the lazy kid, and now we all gotta get an A or B together. Then y'all don't do none of the work. But then when I do all of the work, then we all got an A together, but all of y'all want to take all the credit. And you keep just rotating a new black nerd in there, to get ahead, because as nerds would do in school, they don't mess with you no more. And then you got to go in the library and look for a tutor because they ain't rocking with you no more. So since you burnt that old nerd, you got to get a new nerd. Then you got to get a new nerd. Then you got to get a new nerd. Then you got to get a new nerd, right? So y'all mellow in our manhood because y'all try to hide behind the things we do and take credit for all the things we do. And then and even while y'all participating in our destruction, because y'all come together to make sure we don't get any credit or get ahead in the things that we actually do and the work that we actually do. And you're living off our work, calling yourselves men and women and great groups when you don't do much for yourselves. You're class clowns and hustlers. So your black manhood interlopers. Religion. Since this is a Christian society, I'm going to go backwards. Jewish people, black manhood interlopers. See, to be a Semite is to be like son of Noah, Shem, whatever. A person who speaks a Semitic language. But what is a Semitic language? An African or Arabic language. You people, we consider Jewish people. Judaism started in Ethiopia, not in Germany, not in Poland, not in Russia, not in Austria. Okay? So you want to hide behind all of our religion and our constructs and then say we're all the same, but then turn and call us anti-Semitic and we're the Semitic people and cut our throats at the same time. But then when you're white, but then when you're going against your own white people, you want to say brother or point. You see what those black people are doing? When you were in our destruction historically, whether it's the slave trade, whether it's the drug trade, whether it's hiring practices, whether it's housing practices, and then you use the people that are dysfunctional. You hide behind our religion, our black manhood, our fighting on the front lines with you and for you, but then stab us in the back, and then feed us poison, and then say we crazy. You meddling for your own benefit. Christianity, the exact same way. Jesus wasn't white. Moses wasn't white. You know what I'm saying? If you want to make the argument that Noah was white, okay, whatever. If you say so. None of that Bible comes from African spirit. There is no European religion. It's not. So to hide behind the idea of God and the Son of God that was actually black, and then to turn around and hate all black people, and then ask us a stupid question like, what would Jesus do? When you're doing the most dastardly things ever, and then at the same time, I gotta say this, and then talking crazy about Jewish people because they're propagating all of this negativity, like as if y'all ain't the same group of people. I mean, you could say you got it from them. They could say they got it from you. Because Germans sure did a number on Jews, and they both was white. And it's all the stuff you hate Jews for, but you run around being neo-Nazis. Just saying. But you know, peacekeeping and starting wars and killing people and all that other stuff under the guise of Christianity, when Christianity was an African religion. You know, Judaism, Ethiopia, Christianity came, you know, Jesus was actually black, like, and you got all this racism going on, but you meddling all our black maneuvers because y'all have a Messiah complex, which your own government said years ago. You know, the government said years ago. I'm in this country too. I can't say it's not my government too, but you know, Islam, you the same way. You the same way. Y'all cats holler, it's assalamu alaikum when it's about getting money, but it ain't assalamu alaikum wa alaikum salam when it's y'all about y'all stabbing us in the back. I mean, y'all did have a hand in the slave trade, and I can't say, you know, at this point, because these religions are flipped inside out, we're basically visitors in y'all bastardized forms of our religion. So in some ways, you can call us interlopers and meddlers of your program too. I can say that too. But you know, y'all the same way. Y'all don't mind selling us into slavery to this day. Y'all don't mind, you know, my brother, we need to have a coalition, brother. You know, just like these other groups, you know, that's when I said non-white people earlier. That's how y'all other groups, that's how y'all are. You know, y'all, everybody want to bring up, it's like racism. It's like, so you hiding behind black men every time y'all saying something is like racism. It's like being treated black, but at the same time, you stabbing black men in the back. You're in rooms making sure we can't get ahead, so you can get ahead over us, and then trying to say we're family, we're cool. When, like I said earlier, these same other groups start stabbing you in the back. Same thing I said about the opportunistic black men, the gay community, our women, all you non-black people, the Jewish faith, the Christian faith, and Islam. Y'all all do the same exact thing. Y'all frauds. Meddling and injecting yourselves in our manhood as if we asked you to be there. We don't want you there. We don't like y'all like that because y'all showed us who y'all are. Y'all haven't done right by us. Y'all know it, and y'all think it's cool to keep doing it. And then we start cracking y'all upside the head. You start crying victim because you interlopers. Now the last but not least, capitalism as a construct is a black manhood interloper. This country's wealthy. Y'all know, stolen land, first and foremost. Some of us were here already, though. So that's some of our land, too. But I'm not going to discount what we call the Native Americans. I'm not. So that's what happened first. But this, as we know this country today, we built this country. It was built by us, but not for us. The reverse of FUBU, right? But Wall Street, you're hiding behind us still to this day for your wealth. All of these inventions and companies that have all these, that these banks bought and all this stuff, you're hiding behind us. What are you talking about? The wealth that some of you guys have from redlining and government loans and your quote unquote businesses and pulling yourself up by your bootstraps. That's behind us. Y'all had no problem screwing us over to get ahead. Y'all have no problem stealing our intellectual properties to get ahead. Y'all have no problem actually letting us put ourselves out on the front lines when we're trying to do something to benefit ourselves, get together as a group of people and stymie our ability to make money and then make money on the very thing that y'all came together to make sure I couldn't make money on my own stuff. And then you try to talk around you great. That's what really cultural appropriation is. We say this all the time in different ways. Like, here y'all go again. Oh, you demonize my idea. You demonize my invention. You demonize, my business plan. And you turn around and you do the exact same thing and everybody just falls in line and now you're rich doing my stuff. And I can't sue because all of you same people who came together are the same people in the courthouse. Right. You know what? One other group, because of this, immigrants. Y'all black manhood interlopers. Y'all wouldn't be here if it wasn't for us. Y'all come here joining every other group and falling in line with the American tradition of trying to step on my neck. Because I came from this country from blah, 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 blah. Yeah, you did. You got loans from this country. You ain't from this country. I ain't got that. You got tax breaks from this country and you ain't from this country. I ain't got that. You getting opportunities off of things that my people have already fought for that you haven't fought for yourself in this country. You just fighting off of you're benefiting off of my struggle while telling me I shouldn't benefit off of it. The American dream, you're meddling in my American dream while you're benefiting from me putting the American dream here for you because the American dream that you're thinking about wasn't made for you because you don't fit the profile. You know how I know? It took Irish people, Italians, Jewish people, and some Hispanics to this particular point right now. They haven't been considered white until like 80 years ago. Starting 80 years ago. That's why, that's why even some of them, they can't go in on white people because they on a heist now. They wasn't talking like that 80 years ago. They wasn't so dismissive 80 years ago. And y'all trying to do the same thing. But then you want us to be your grassroots organization of men to lift you up into the American dream while you trying to kick the legs from the chair from me. You crazy. So a lot of y'all just black manhood interlopers because, y'all want all the benefits of our manhood and at the same time stabbing us in the back and then blaming us for everything. And then when we're standing on our own, like, I'm not bothered with you. That's where this hold your own nut stuff came from. Cause you so busy you want to hold my nuts to get ahead, but you want to squeeze my balls. Nah, we ain't having it. So I'm just saying this to let y'all know. If I'm saying this, you know how long we knew this? I'm out.